last name. Billy to the right, please. Billy, what's with the right? All the way to the right, please. And Mr. Crystal straight ahead here on top.
It seems what we're seeing is showing us the latter. I like to believe that there are people like me and certain producers who are going to constantly go out of our way to champion diverse stories. So while I know the landscape may look a little bleak right now, I feel like there are always going to be people who are trying to champion that next exciting thing. Not just because it's diverse, but because there's excellent storytelling that can come from minority communities, and I just don't think it's a thing we should give up on. Even though we're seeing something that looks a little scary right now, there are people like me who are not giving up on, making sure that different stories are told.
I think that as artists, the work should speak for itself. The work is the opinion. So, if people want to know how I feel about things, watch my work. And that's all we can hope to do is to try and storytelling is it can be changed. It can change people's minds. It can change the world, but it's also, it's our duty just to do it as artists, and that's as political as I can get.
It's baby steps. We're not going to get there in a sprint, and it's about time. We've been doing this work. It's just now we have a platform to do it, or we're finally getting seen and heard, and we have people behind the camera, in the writer's room, makeup artists, hair artists, along the line of this is something we naturally do as people, is storytell. And there's a way to have that as a job, a career, and also to be respected as equals, as we can do this too, not like we just showed up, but like, hey, look, we have a story to tell. And I can't express more that allyship to do that is very, very important. So I think this is a good time to be where we are now, and it's just gonna, keep progressing forward and making those steps towards where we need to be.
So funny because you previewed my remarks for this evening, so I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say that I hope that people continue to be as courageous as the incredible executives that I had at Showtime in Fremantle, who said to me, be more ambitious, be more provocative, don't hold back. And that, I really hope that we get to continue to have people who have that kind of courage. Storytelling that is provocative and makes you think and feel is what storytelling should be.
Some days it's hard to not feel bleak. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of people who are still unemployed in this town. We have not completely recovered from the strikes. I'm an Aquarian. I'm an eternal optimist. Jessica Rabbit would say I'm just drawn that way, right? So I'm always going to bet on the human beings to get our acts together, because I believe in us. And there's plenty of evidence to the contrary presently. And so we just have to continue to have hope and resist, resist, resist. It has before. I have no reason to believe that it won't in this instance as well.
I think that's different for every artist. For me personally, I aspire to make work that fills people with awe and wonder. I think when you're filled with awe and wonder for things in the world, it's much easier to see things that are hard to understand or that are other from you or that are unknown. And, a part of those terms, I think love is very important when you describe awe and wonder. And I would like to inspire people to see things that is different from their own selves, from what they know, and be filled with awe for it.
The stories that we get to tell are vast, and I think that we tap in. Same.
At a presentation, so we knew it wasn't going to go till 8. She was still but
No, I'm 3 terms in a week.